Good morning all, I'm Scott, your meeting secretary, looking after all the boring statistics and also the live chat facility.
Morning guys, Ben, I'm your education coordinator.
Morning everybody, Brian, social secretary.
And good morning everybody, I'm Terry and I deal with membership and recruitment matters.
Thank you all, please be seated. We have Jack with us, who we saw first time last week. Welcome Jack, hope you enjoyed the meeting. Whilst we're talking about the meeting, let's get on with it. The performance lead, Scott.
Okay, right. Yes, so we closed down the month of March, we're into April with 1 week recorded. You all know the target is reaching 88 points in any month. Current leader has almost done it in a week. Pretty awesome. So third place is Toby Acton, 48 points. Well done. Second position, 59 points for myself. Current leader, 81 points. I'm going to sneeze in a second to get down quick. Paul Booth.
Right. Thanks, Scott. Right. Education slot.
Thank you very much. Well, good morning guys. Just going to grab bless you. You're milking it there. Going to hand straight over to Mr. Toby Acton.
Good morning, everybody. I often talk about this. I'll talk about it some more. It's important to remember, to my mind, that people buy into you. It's you that they're buying. So I think it's really good to help people fall in love with you. Wouldn't you love everyone to fall in love with you? In a business sense, of course. So I think it's great to have a story that tells people all about you, all about where you come from, why you do what you do, and where you're going. So everybody loves a story. It's easy for you to remember them by. So some of you have heard my story. Starts off with I was born at a very early age. I'm not going to tell you that one this morning. So this is a story that you can use at the beginning of a presentation. You can use it when you sit down with somebody for a one-to-one. It just tells them everything about you. It tells them about your values. It tells you about why you're doing what you do. Ben's really good at doing this. From network marketing background, something pretty cool. And you interweave your values, your beliefs, the types of client you're looking for into your story. And a good rule of thumb is around about 90 seconds to 2 minute story. And you have 3 to 4 chapters in your story, about 30 seconds each. The first chapter is how you started on your journey, on your career, on your business. The second, and that's 30 seconds, the second chapter might involve a moment of clarity or a change of direction that's led you to where you are now. Your third chapter is where you are now and what you're doing and who you do it for. And then the final chapter is what you want to achieve in the future, where your business is headed. And if you carefully craft that story to weave in, like I say, your values, your drives, you talk subtly and obliquely about the type of people you work with, the type of people you want to work with, and you use a bit of heart and humour in it. Think about who you want to attract to yourself and why they need you in your life, and you weave that into your story. And you might adjust it according to the audience that you're particularly talking to. So if you spend some time crafting that story, you know your story and you know the values in a genuine way and you're getting those across. You show that you understand your potential clients and their problems and needs, and you show that you have the solution to their challenges, all in a story, because everybody loves a story. And it's easy for you to remember if you've got a story, because A, it's your story, and B, you've got this timeline that you're going through, and it's easy for your audience to remember because it's a story. So I'd encourage you all to craft a story. 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Very good.
Thank you very much indeed, Toby. Right, education's not out of the way. Membership matters next. Terry, tell us a story.
Yeah, thanks very much, Aidan. A couple of membership matters today, both equally important, I think, in my view. One is the renewal of a member, and it's always quite nice to look back on the last year, see what they've done, and hopefully they want to come back and renew. And this time it's a pleasure to renew Neil's membership, so it's great to have you another year. Before I forget, if you haven't already, you can apply for the Mark of Excellence. Go on the website, you'll see how to do it, send the form in. I'm sure you won't be rejected. What I'm saying, nothing more. Like I say, I think these things are equally as important as welcoming a new member, but it's always welcome to do. It's always nice to welcome a new member, and a bit delayed, but Andy, I'd like to welcome Andy today.
Thank you very much, Terry. Yeah, welcome, Andy. You don't have to draw up
That's next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I will stand to address you because I'm about to start off and move us into the 60-second round. Before I do, let me pass around the business card box, make sure you're adequately represented in there, and take the cards that you need for future referrals. I also send round the little buckets. Faulty as the
For the last time.
Will be for last time. Anyone?
Right, really, as it's the last one, really enjoy this one as it goes round. Will you? Pass it round. Okay, the 60-second round, we're on to it now. Your chance to highlight your business in 60 seconds, only 60 seconds, and our bellman Vince will make sure that you know when it's 60 seconds. He will tell you when it's 50 seconds, and when it's 60 seconds, that's when you wrap up and sit down if you've reached that. Okay, last week Terry won the Oscar, so he will be listening out today and making the award at the end of the round. He will be off first, and he will be followed by Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much, Aidan. Since you want to do this, thanking Aidan this morning. Yeah, Terry Mailing from TF Solicitors. As you know, I do all kinds of law, and I've seen anyone pretty well everything. But at the moment, I seem to have a lot of landlords approaching me because they are panicking because the Section 21 laws are changing with regard to getting property back. It's a long way off. Don't panic if you're a landlord, but if you know anyone who is in that situation, they want some advice on what's going to change. Should they serve a notice now and get their property back? Please give them my details. I'd be happy to have a chat with them, put their mind at rest, and if they want to go down that road, obviously I can do that. Terry Mailing, TM Law.
Thank you very much, Terry. Next is Chris, followed by Melissa.
Good morning, Chris, Travel Offers. I said last week, every week, I think it's important to do some offers. There are some really, really good offers about at the moment, particularly because we use well over 450 suppliers now. Things that you wouldn't really find. This week, June 2024, so a couple of months away, 8th of June, to Thailand, Phuket and Khao Lak. And this is for 11 nights departing on the 8th of June, 5 nights in Phuket, in a 4-star hotel, followed by 6 nights in Khao Lak at a resort, adults only, B&B, 2 adult sharing. Transfers have to be on top, so £90 per person, £999 per person. That's for everything, that's flights, that's everything. And there are some amazing offers around at the moment, particularly the way things are. It's Chris Travel Offers, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Melissa, you're followed by Brian.
Good morning, everyone. I know that a few faces here haven't seen me before, so nice to see some new people and explain what my business. So I'm a licensed insolvency practitioner. I'm going to Cameron Francis. Don't be scared. I'm not the Green Reaper, even though that's what the experiment. We're here to assist businesses with their financial position and individuals as well. So what we often do is do an initial consultation, find out what the issues are with the business, and we're here to actually assist in saving businesses and making sure that a business continues even if the company doesn't continue in the same way. So if you do know anybody who's struggling with financial difficulties in their business and wants to have a consultation about their options, then please do refer to me. That's Melissa Jackson, Cameron Francis.
Thank you, Melissa. Brian, you're followed by Jack.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Brian, Secretary of Spilgrid hypnotherapy. Remember last week I was talking about phobias. This week I have 3 new clients, all with phobias, all with social phobia, which is the third most common. All 3 happen to be bankers working in different banks, and all have a fear of giving presentations. One banker is manager, one deals with buying and selling shares, and the third one in security of spotting scams. We've all had their first session. I do enjoy working with people with phobias, particularly if they had a phobia for many, many years, which they find after a couple of sessions that phobia is gone. So whilst I'm on a roll, I'd ask you to look out for people who have phobias, please. It's Brian, hypnotherapist, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Help is just a phone call away. Thank you.
If you can find bankers who've got phobias, it'd be even better. Thank you, Brian. Jack, you're followed by Mike.
Morning everyone, thanks for having me. Filling in for Paul this week. This is Wade Kent, installing an air source heat pump. First proper installation for the company. We've done a couple before that, but we're getting the MCS registered hopefully, so within a few weeks we're going to open up a whole new avenue of grant work through the government to install heat pump private systems, which will really unlock a whole extra avenue for the company, which is great. So if anyone's looking for a heat pump, get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jack. Mike, you're followed by Ben.
Morning everyone, Mike from Brentwood Media, providing video photography and drone content for businesses and events. So I don't often read feedback from reviews here, mostly because I'm absolutely terrible at remembering to ask people to leave me feedback reviews, but here's one that actually came in organically from last week. I was lucky enough to have Mike from Blackwood's Media as videographer and photographer for the launch of our community circus. So many great things to say about him. He got our ethos and vibe immediately, produced beautifully shot videos with real heart, edited and sent to us in record time, and in all the formats we needed, including giving great advice about what to use on different social media platforms. It was a joy to have in the space, quietly drawing people aside for interviews and making everyone feel perfectly comfortable in front of the camera. Absolutely top bloke, and I can't recommend him enough. Can't wait to work with him and Blackwater Media again. So if that sounds like a company you'd feel happy recommending to people that you know and deal with, please do just that and send them my details. Thank you. It's Michael Blackwater Media.
Good morning guys, Ben Gilding from Utility Warehouse, and I help people to save money on their essential household utilities. Gas, electricity, home phone, broadband, mobile, boiler cover. We have been named the cheapest supplier available in the UK for both fixed and variable, and we've just done it again. This week we won another Which Award for our customer service. And also helping reduce those bills even more by shopping with our unique cashback card. Now, something that you may not know, that if you were to use your cashback card abroad, all those foreign transaction fees get refunded as cashback, making it a lot better and a lot safer to use than your debit or your credit card. So this week I'm looking for people that want to go on holiday, or travel agents that want to help their clients to save even more. So it means they've got more money to spend on more holidays. That's Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse.
Thank you very much, Ben. Andy, you're next, followed by Vincent.
Hi, I'm Andy from Guardian Hygiene Services. So we assist site companies to help with their Legionella compliance. Most people think about water in terms of saving bacteria is massively from our point of view. But last week I wasn't here. I'm on a course to actually carry out risk assessments on sites. So that's what we're doing going forward. And the massive thing was actually the temperatures of water. So a lot of people have been fined in care homes because they put people in baths that are far too hot because their T&Vs or their valves have failed. So it's not just the bacterial side of the water, but actually the temperature of the water. And people have been sued and fined millions of pounds and actually killed people because of putting them in bath water that was far too hot. So it's a massive compliance side for all sites. So again, I'll visit any site. Every site needs a risk assessment, and every site needs. So anyone can send them my way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andy. Vincent, you're next, followed by Matt.
Morning, I'm Vincent from Steve Grimble. I spoke about order of service book list for funerals last week. I'm going to do it again today. We've just turned around this beautiful order of service in 2 days, the funeral, which is tomorrow. And also we can produce this unusual size order of service book. It's more of a tribute, really, with all the families and friends. A lot of work into that, went into that. And a lot of people are happy with what I do. Under the circumstances, and given the level of attention I felt I was being given, I couldn't have asked for a better service. Professional, high quality service with a personal level of engagement that's not obtained when using similar online services. I would highly recommend speed print funeral booklets. And the woman that ordered these said, and I quote, "The best order of service programme I have ever seen." I'd like an introduction to funeral directors and funeral celebrants. That'd be a very good bit of business for me, thank you very much. So just to recap, if you're going to die, I'm your guy.
Looks like you're everybody's guy then. Thank you, Vincent. Matt, you're next and you're followed by Dave.
Good morning everyone. Matt Barry from Blue South. Well, this time 10 years ago, a little journey started, and I'd like to give you a little snapshot. That's it.
Yes. Perfectly timed.
Thank you very much, Matt. Excellent. Dave, you're next and you're followed by Neil.
Hi everybody, I'm Dave from Brentwood. We're NIC registered in Brentwood. Type of stuff we do this week, we've replaced 2 consumer units. For houses, we've replaced some lights in a flat in London. We've also started rewiring a house up in Silversworth. We're carrying out some work for a log cabin. And also we've attended an office building in London where half the floors have lost their power. I was able to identify this as the main supply user, so let's call them out to fix that for us. Going back to the testing, we carried out testing. During one of the consumer unit changes, we found out that there was the earth had actually become live. So at the moment we've disconnected that circuit and we're trying to identify what the problem is. So I'll give you an update on that next week. My name's Dave, Matt Vegetable, anything electrical, please give me a call.
Thank you very much, Dave. You're followed by me.
Good morning everyone, Neil from Lily Event Catering. This week we've signed up a new corporate client. So we've signed Ambassador Cruise Lines out of Tilbury and Purfleet, and we'll be supplying all their food for their meetings, training courses, directors, fine dining. And that's the sort of clients that we'd like more of. We've got a nice stable of those Essex and Kent based, and we'd like to increase that. So if anyone knows anyone who's got companies or office blocks that hold meetings, training courses or anything like that, that's an ideal referral for us. So that's Neil from Lily Event Catering, making special, no, that's it. I forgot what I was saying last week, so quick to say, that's it.
You were just cruising along, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just happy in the own world and snapped out of it.
Clara, you all followed me. I'm Aidan Spire, I'm from TM Law. Last week I was telling you about the number of instructions I'd received for self-employed contracts. I had another this week, and one of the significant things is most of these self-employed contractors are using a limited company, sort of a one-man company to run their business. So this week, a warning to all of you who do deal with one-man companies and you're signing up with them for the first time, you're going to be going out and receiving money or not, or passing money to them. Get yourself a director's guarantee. It is just an individual trading. There's no reason why that individual shouldn't sign it up. And what will happen is if the company goes under, that's probably one of the reasons why they make a limited company. If the company does go under, you won't be left high and dry. You ask Terry, that's what he'd like you to do. So, that's Aidan Squire from TM Law. And next.
Okay, I'm Clara from Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. Been a really busy week. I was trying to have a holiday last week in Ireland and ended up working quite a bit of it. It wasn't ideal, but it's always brilliant to see sort of people trying to get stuff done, trying to move, and it really is a mix of people remortgaging, people moving, some equity release clients, so there's an awful lot going on at the moment. Rates, it'll be interesting to see what happens next. What rates have just gone up, but other rates have been coming down in the market, so I don't think anyone really knows where we're going right now. So it's just a case of planning in advance as much as possible, lock in on rates, and then if they improve, you can get in a better position, and if they don't, at least you know where you are. So that's very much my message. If you know anyone who has anything coming up in the next 6 months, please put in touch with me, and I'm very happy to work with them and I can help them. So that's Clara Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Stuart, you're next, and you're followed by Toby.
Good morning, everybody. From Open Networks. I just want to start at the end of the story, which is that this week that we onboarded a new client, small business bookkeeper who needed us to do some internet and 5 telephones for them for a start-up business in the South End, which was lovely. But what was interesting is that we got that client from a previous client that we worked with, which was a car contract hire company, where we set up 35 users for them in Chelmsford. What's interesting about that client is that they came from a computer company who did some work for in Wickford. They had 7 people. And what was quite interesting about that company is that came from Terry. The point being, what started with 3 phones with Terry, we've now progressed to that's close to 60 handsets now across the businesses all across Essex. And the reason that one company has recommended us to another, and then on to another, and then on to another, and so on and so on, is purely because of our service. So if you know any people that are fed up with poor telecommunication services, please put in touch with me, it's Stuart at LG Networks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Stuart. Toby, you're followed by...
Morning everybody, Toby Anderson, personal business mentor. So tomorrow is World Hamster Day. So a reminder for the members who've been around for Ireland's information for the newer members is that I'm also a hamster trainer. So I'm looking for hamsters, people that have their own business but they feel like they're perpetually on the hamster wheel. They're always running, chasing new work, but never really actually getting anywhere. Using loads of energy but not particularly being effective, not moving in any particular direction, and therefore they're really not making any serious money. Can lead to stress, anxiety, burnout, even the demise of the business, all because there's no plan or any strategy. So I help people get off that hamster wheel with structured directional plan, help them get from where they are to where they want to be as quickly as possible. So if you think you might be a hamster or you know any business hamsters, then please do put them in touch with me. So that's Toby Acton, Pole Position Business Solutions, getting your hamster on track and putting it in a winning position.
Thank you. They're quite tasty as well.
Yeah.
John, you're next and you're followed by Blake.
Good morning everybody. I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. We can supply all the electronic security needs. We've been working nights at the moment, installing somewhere where I can't tell you, installing something I can't tell you. So that's me from John Hammond from JMH Business Security.
His lips are sealed. Thank you. Blake, you're next and you're followed by Terry.
Morning everyone, Blake from Ammo Hive. Today is actually courtesy of Mike, because he's given me a new idea. So Mike's currently brought a box from me for his camera stuff. So this week I'm looking for people with cameras, drones, recording equipment, anything that needs to be protected. We can supply them storage boxes to protect their equipment. And then to the left of me, there's another person who's given me an idea. D&V. Anyone who knows anyone was doing D&V and needs sleeping bags, tents, clothing, ration packs, water bottles, hoodies, everything, come to me. That's Blake. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Blake. Terry, you're followed by the
I don't mind having another go, but it's probably a bit greedy.
All right then, don't do it. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway.
He's a flip set, that's fine.
Yeah, in that case, Leanne.
Good morning everyone, Leanne at Brentwood Interiors. Now this week I've had an inquiry from a lovely couple. They're just about to have a big extension. So they're dealing with the architect and the floor space has doubled. Their problem now is, where do they put everything? They want a new kitchen, it's got to have a utility room, it's got to have an office, a family area and dining space. How do they lay out that sort of space? They're confused, it's just a blank page, they don't know where to start. So if you know anyone that's having an extension and doesn't know how to work out the floor plan, get them in touch with me and I can help with ideas. Thank you, that's Leanne at Brentwood Interiors.
Yeah, thank you, Leanne. Scott, you're followed by Tina.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Scott from SEO. That hamster, you've all probably seen the video, the one that goes around really, really fast and then tries to stop but spins on a couple of times and then flies out. That's been me this week. Been working for months and months on a big update for my toilet hire clients. It's kind of pretty much at an end. So I took a break from that and moved and started on a different project yesterday. Cockroaches and moths. Yeah, that's my world. That bottom end of the where we are. It'd be lovely to get into some nice new, shiny, pretty, exciting jobs, which there are plenty lined up. So we're on those. That's all I want to say.
Moths can be quite attractive. Tina, you're next, followed by Jane.
Good morning everybody, my name is Tina and my company is called Liberty Executive Services, aka Secretarial and Admin Services. What I also help you with is arranging meetings, workshops, conferences, being at the back end so you're at the front and not worrying about if the projector is working, if they've got enough notepads, pens. I can sort that out for you and you can just carry on doing your conferences or workshops. So if you know anybody that wants to do that with their teams and they just haven't had the time, or you know anybody that's just starting up and they need office support, pass them my details and I'll be happy to help. So it's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not a 9 to 5 from start to finish.
Tina, Jane, followed by Paul.
Hello everybody, Jane Mallion, the English Queen Tea Company. So my story is true. As a child, I wanted to grow up to be a fairy godmother. I thought that was the most marvellous thing in the world, making people feel better. I went on to be a communication skills expert, working with businesses and offices, helping people get on better, including the bullies that had to be sorted out. Auntie Jane's the one to call. But after that, I set up a business that represented how I felt about the world in a gift form. Hugs in a box is basically what we send out. Afternoon tea, treats, brownies, anything that's delicious, and we can send it all over the country with your messages. And so I'm proud that my fairy godmother qualities sort of have come out in the English Green Tea Company. And today we've got some bargain British-made tea towels with manners tips on, elbows off the table, reduced by £3.50 each. 3 colours available, come and talk to me.
Thank you, Jane. Paul, finish the round off for us.
Morning, Paul Booth from Booth & Co, Chartered Certified Accountant based in Brentwood. One of the areas we cover is company formation, limited companies. So we charge from £90 plus VAT. More complicated ones we charge £150 plus VAT. Typically we get a company formed within 24 hours and we tend to have the registered office address at our address to keep their personal address secret. So if you know anyone needs a company formation, please look my way at Paul Booth from Booth & Co in my packs.
Thank you very much, Paul. That's the end of the round. Hand you over to Terry for the award of the Oscar.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, good round, some very good ones. Lots of 3.5 out of 5. Chris, I thought yours was really good. Right off, send them all. Send the offers around on eBay. Bring them, keep them coming. Chris is doing well. Toby's was really good, like the hamster one. But I think it's going to have to go to Stuart. You mentioned me, so well done, Stuart. Good reading his head in there.
Well done, Stuart.
Yeah.
We'll agree.
Don't waste your time doing a video until 2 in the morning.
Once you're over, you're over.
That was just because you were too slow.
No, I'll give it to you then.
Thanks, mate.
Great perspective. Mental note, don't do one next
Shall we? I mentioned Terry, but there you go. Never mind.
Twice.
Yes, twice. Right, let's move on, and moving on means the meeting secretary's report. Scott.
Not a terrific amount to say today, other than thank you for these. Dozen of those recorded so far, and there's a few others that maybe slipped onto the path. So a dozen new opportunities for business. Been the last time. Next week we'll see. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. There was on Tuesday a synergy team meeting report. Paul.
Yeah, it's a big finance and professional synergy team on Tuesday. Always second Tuesday each month. George and Brad and out on this team. There were 6 of us, and it was a very good meeting. So I'll send the normal invitations next week, next month, and hopefully you'll get it as well.
Thank you, Paul. Right. We now move towards the second major part of the meeting, which is the 10-minute presentation. And Ben, over to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so before I introduce today's speaker, just an update for the upcoming week's speakers. So next week, the 18th, we don't have an Ed slot or a 10-minute presentation because we have a very special guest coming down, James Barr, isn't it?
That's right.
Yes, James Barr. James bringing him down to from Fortified IT, isn't he? To talk about security and how it's going to help us and how we can look out for dodgy things as well that don't fall for them. So
Don't miss it, he's fascinating.
so shall we look forward to that? So going on to the 25th now is 10 minutes is Howard, and I'll be doing the education slot into May the 2nd. Would be Mel, not today. Mel the 2nd, May the 2nd. And Paul Booth will be doing the ed slot. On to the 9th, Chris will be doing his first 10 minutes for us there, and I'll be doing the ed slot again. That one could probably be my last meeting before the op. 16th, Leanne, we have you down for the 10 minutes, and Nick to provide the 10 minutes, and then next 10 minutes is on the 23rd, and Stuart, we've got you down for the end slot then. If you, 23rd, yeah. Yes. If you can't do your 10 minutes or your end slot, please let me know as soon as possible. Do our best to swap things around. We have Neil coming back onto the end slot list as well, and we'll get you on the 10 minutes as soon as possible as well. Please go to the EBF website, download the bio sheet, and get it to me a day or two beforehand. And please remember that it's 8 minutes for a presentation and 2 minutes to allow for questions. And don't forget to bring a speaker's prize. So that said, today's speaker we have Mr. John Hammond from JMH Technology UK Limited, of which he's the owner. Nature of the business is electronic fire and security installers. Based in Harlow, preferred area of coverage is anywhere outside of the A406, but also Amsterdam, because he loves it. So, John's best day out is sat in the Queen's back garden, eating a picnic, and then watching Madness perform on the roof of Buckingham Palace. And it was obviously the Queen's Jubilee. How John relaxes? A nice bottle of red wine and a good film. And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas film. Do you know what? I've still never seen Die Hard. I definitely need to watch that. A satisfying moment is when John walked the entire length of Hadrian Wall in 5 days for Great Ormond Street Hospital. Did it with the wife, however, the wife lost all her toenails during the walk as well. And one other reason we might not know about John is actually a member of the 1% Club. So, please put your hands together for John Hammond.
I'm John Hammond from JMH Technologies here now. Because of some new members, I've got to tell you a bit about my background. I've been in the security industry since I was really wanted to pass off. I started at the age of 16 and I managed to get an apprenticeship with a company called Static Systems. And Static Systems used to do a lot of MOD sites. And I lived everywhere where there was an MOD site for about 3 months at a time doing installation. And it was a fantastic opportunity for me because I learned so much. Well, I've only worked for 3 companies. So Static was the first one, Security Core Alarms was the second one. And I moved to Security Core Alarms at the age of 21. Now, Tina used to work for Security Core as well. So she knows some of the sites that I actually worked on. And because of my background with the MOD, I got all the Special Services Division sites. So there's a lot of sites that Tina knows that we don't talk about. And they also did a lot of work in Northern Ireland on all the army barracks out there, which was extremely interesting at the time, because that was when all the trouble was on. So no one knew I was there, not even the wife. And she didn't even know about the sites that Tina knows about. But after Security Corps, they got bought out by Charlotte, and I did not like their business philosophy. They were out to rip clients off, and I couldn't go along with that. So I decided to move on. And I spoke to a company in Holland about setting up a security division in the UK. They already had a cashless payment system, and I thought, with a smart card, we could do access control. And we did. We set up a company over in the UK doing smart access control with their existing payment cards. But Y2K came along, and I didn't like what was happening there. So again, I moved on. And this time I set up by myself at JMH Technology. So just after the Millennium Bug, which was a real thing, if Ford hadn't sold their system, they wouldn't have paid payroll on January the 1st that year. We had to rewrite all their software before the Y2K. And then when we did the tests, we spent ages doing the tests, and we told them, you can't put the date back, but they insisted we put the date forward. When we put the date back, the whole system crashed, and it took us 10 hours to get back up and working because all the sequence codes were out of order and the encryption was out of order. But they insisted on it, so we did it. So that's a bit of my background. So what do? We do a lot of CCTV systems. All the CCTV systems nowadays are IP systems. IP gives us more flexibility of what we can achieve for the client. We don't have to have just a box and put the video cameras in. We can do facial recognition. We can do hard hat recognition for building sites, so it can alert people if people are wearing their hard hats. You can do fire detection with it, so if it sees a flame, it alerts people straight away. So we do all sorts of CCTV systems, from the small systems to the big systems. Access control is a really big part of what we do, and that's what we were doing late last night. And this can vary from a simple keypad system to more complex access control systems spanning continents. For one client that I can talk about, Infor, we carry out their whole installation for, and I was going to say Europe, but we are going to Tunisia for them as well. And Tunisia is not quite in Europe anymore. No. We're doing Tunisia, but that all goes back to Alpharetta. And the reason they use us is because they know we will do it right, and we know how to talk to their IT department. Jersey Harbours is another site we do access control for. That spans the whole of their complex, from the ports to the service pumping stations. And they use SATA to access control that because all the access is controlled by information on the card encrypted. Nurse call. For the mental health institutes, we do nurse call and attack systems. Unfortunately, the staff do get attacked by patients, and they need somewhere of alerting people to attack them. And we do attack systems for that, and it tells them exactly where the person is when they were attacked, and then people go and rush to help them. And the system we use there is CTEC. CTEC is a really big player in the market. But it's a distributed system, so we can just keep adding to the system at will as clients expand their operations. On the back of the CTEC nurse call, we took on the fire alarm system, and we installed fire alarm systems for whatever size of client, whether it's a petting zoo in Harlow or whether it's a multi-cinema building. Each fire system is unique. CTEC gives us the ability to put a standard fire alarm system, but also put a big cause and effect system. Because when the fire alarm activates in a cinema, you don't want the fire alarm ringing during the performance, you want people to be in place to escort people out in an orderly fashion. Otherwise, you get the stuff in the deck and people get them. And for a false alarm, you don't want that. What else do we do? Well, we do road blockers, we do turnstiles for banks, we do automatic doors and things like that. So, disabled entrance doors. All of those need putting in place on big organisations because they have to comply with DDA Acts. The turnstiles have to be done in such a way that you've got at least one wide enough to get a wheelchair through. And the number of times that's forgotten about. We're doing a site at the moment where we're putting a armoured tube styling because they're absolutely panic stricken about another incident that happened in Germany where the directors got held with a gun and they don't want that happening again. So the tube style is meant to allow only one person through at a time, but also be bullet resistant. Sounds great. Now you've got to sort out the floor loading because the weight of the floor needs to be sufficient to take the unit. So that's the sort of things we do. We do it all over the place, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in the UK. What sort of sites do we deal with? What we deal with schools, colleges and universities. Pepperdine University, we've just replaced their system now, and we've been working with them since 2012, I think it was, when we put the first system in. So it was due an upgrade, and we've just completed that upgrade. But we do Similar College. We do New York University, based in London. They had a big CCTV system installed across their student accommodation campuses. We do research facilities. Charles River is a big research facility for drugs, for combating cancer and things like that. And then there's the government ones that look at Ebola viruses and the nasty stuff, the rabies, how to cure rabies. One of our big ones was petroleum plants. We did a lot of work getting the sites back up to standard after Buncefield. Don't know if anyone remembers Buncefield? You don't know what Buncefield? Massive explosion. Huge over by Luton Way, took out blocks of buildings for miles.
What, 10 years ago?
It's more back, yeah. But it was massive. They didn't know that their tanks were overfilling. Right? So, for this petroleum company, Brentwood, we installed about 250 cameras there over a period of time. Huge installation with miles and miles of cable. We've got network cameras, and Stuart would tell you, network cameras can only normally go about 100 metres. We've gone working over 1 kilometre with special launch devices. Just because of the nature of the site, you can't do a joint in the middle of a petroleum plant, it explodes. So, they've got lighting towers like that, 60 metres high. We have to climb those, so I have to put cameras on the top. But they've got 250 cameras there, and one of the labourers on site, and the guy in the control room saw a dark patch on the floor. He zoomed in, he could see the pipe moving, hit the stop button, and by the time they actually stopped it, there was 250 gallons leaked on the floor, which would have been a massive explosion. Because you got the cameras there, you can see it in the first clip. And we did loads of these sites. One down in Grays, that jetty is 250 metres long. Part of the fire risk assessment and everything like that, it was up, if you hear the fire alarm go, you look to see if there's flame. If you can see flames anywhere down that jetty, you jump in, and they'll pick you up downstream. And that's in their official evacuation policy. Just jump in. Flyback was another one. That was only a very small site. But the jetty was interesting there because we had to get on that jetty and lean over the water trying to put cameras so they could actually see the whole length of that jetty. Eastham, huge site. They've got sulphur there as well. I don't know if anyone knows about sulphur. If it's dry and you throw it on the floor, it explodes. So their dry powder of sulphur is actually in there. Complex. It was over that side. They have to keep it well away from anything else because as the tankers will drive now, if there's any little bits of sulphur, you get these flash sparks as they're driving away. That's about 190 some odd cameras. And again, miles and miles of cable. And it's all on the Cat 6. Well, they would take out working with Ireland. 10 minutes is that. Belfast was another one. And there's lots and lots of sites that we can't talk about. That was down Cornwall way somewhere. There's also other sites, doctors, surgeons, business schools and that. Any questions?
I've got a couple actually. What's your team size? I don't know why, I always sort of imagined that it's just you and Blake when you talk about big miles of cabling and things like that. I assume you've got a decent size team that you call in for jobs and things like that. Yeah, alright,
Blake. That job in Clydebank, not Clydebank, in Brentwood, we installed 15,000 kilometres of cable between the two. And you've got a threaded band with the pipe. So for a complete day, I was doing that all day long, 50k. By the time I got to the hotel, I couldn't even stay. I couldn't move my arms anymore. But yeah, there's only two of them. And the reason being, it's got to be done right. We've tried trainees, it doesn't work. That job in Grays, the trainee didn't even go down the jetty because he was scared it might fall in.
Which leads me to the second question. That 60-metre high tower you went up. How did you find that? Because I've been up a 40-metre one and I do heights a lot and I hate them.
That was hard. I had to look out to see to actually work on the camera. If you look down, the whole thing was moving. To the extent it was so windy one of the days that we couldn't actually get the tool bag on the floor without it blowing out to sea. So we had to gauge the length of the rope and then throw the tool bag straight down, and then it stopped just before it hit the floor. After that, we actually had a trail rope so we could actually leave one rope at the bottom so they could join it down. But the wind is horrendous when you get up that high.
You can put in panic rooms for people.
It's not panic room.
Things got quite well at home.
We put skid rooms, which is secure compartmented rooms where you get no networking, no network out, no Wi-Fi in, no nothing.
It's not quite happening.
Vehicle theft at home, what would you say is the best deterrent? Is it one of these bollards that can't go down or something else?
To be honest, it's very, very hard. Even if you put a pillar in the floor, it's got to go down far enough. It's just not bolted to the tarmac, which is so easy to do down. Literally, the folding bollards, if you actually just attach a boat to the car, you can pull them out the floor, and it's seconds. Vehicle thefts are a nightmare, as how we were telling.
Yes.
There's a recording of the guy getting into his Range Rover, he just opens the car door, sits in there, adjusts the mirror, puts his seatbelt on, wipes the windshield, and then reverses out. He wasn't in any bush whatsoever, he was just calm as death.
Anybody else? John, thank you very much for that. Don't sit down. The referrals round, as usual, we'll start with Paul and work our way round. Paul?
Yeah, well done. Thank you. And welcome, Andy. Welcome to the group. What's it intended to be? 3 thinking mummies, 2 ex-members, James.
That's a good story, isn't it?
That's team.
I've got a referral, but I've actually already put this email online for all the web service that's ending anyway. I'm just back to Jack this morning about some follow-up work that will be done as well. So yeah, good back at the meeting all.
Obviously, we've worked with recently answers to their customer queries, but it's much easier. I've got 2 for referral and a one-to-one with Mel. And Just one for John. Oh. So nice to see you next week.
Well, I'm John, well, I'm Toby. Hated me to say that. I'm doing some more work for Fran from HS Estate Agents, former member. I'm also doing work for Epping Rotary Club. This is from a contact I made at my first networking meeting 22 years ago at BNI. So it shows you how long these relationships can last. And also I might be employing the services of Terry the Rottweiler if my customer doesn't pay next Wednesday. It's a bit awkward actually because he's a good customer and he always pays on time. He's given me a lot of work, but now threatening to sue him might sort of threaten our relationship. He might not give me more work. But
Threatening nicely.
threatening nicely. You've got to get your money in. And that's how it goes. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Was that 40 down?
Yeah.
No.
No, that was interesting working there because you had to get someone to sweep the area first.
Excellent head slots.
Toby.
Yeah, that was nice turnout. Really. I have a referral for Scott. Check the website.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Chat about afterwards. Thank you to the money to Toby for nibbles and cheese.
Oh, excellent.
Not all paid, but at least we're getting that. Yeah. Well, yeah. And a thank you to the money to Scott for Euro food. And that was it. Thank you.
Fantastic presentation. Obviously, I'm filling in with Paul this week. I haven't got any referrals to hand out. Apologies. Paul, I'm sure Paul will catch up next week. He'll do double.
Great, it's long. Great 10 minutes, John. Thank you.
Nothing. I might try to do tomorrow one. First of all, well done, John. Great presentation, and Toby as well. Fantastic. Blake actually stole my idea for 60 seconds. I was going to talk about his box. This wonderful box. I'm afraid Michaela's not here today, so Nicole can demonstrate that for me. There you go. Put stuff in it somehow. I do open this. There's some foam in there. This is what they're specialists do.
That's why they do security.
So for me, I'm going to put my drone in there, controller, charging wires, and all that. Nice compact, waterproof case. Yeah, they're really good. I reckon you could actually.
Just if you take it on the plane, make sure you take this valve off.
Yes. Don't think anybody can.
Quick thank you to Matt for another interesting day on Monday. We were shooting at one company in Shenfield. And a lot of stuff down there.
Yeah.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
I might have to been a model.
And a sincere and very important thank you to the Plastic Tub for all its hard work. So, look forward to
Thank you, John. Really interesting. Some of the sites I'd like to go on as well, so that'd be very interesting. The referral and one-to-one I did Ben, he sorted out my energy bill and got all the cars all sorted as well, so signed up. So yeah, hopefully send it on this year. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, great excellent, Toby. Great to meet you. It's always good to see what you do. I've got a thank you for the money for his own order for Scott. Thank you for 2 orders from Mike. A one-to-one with Toby, one-to-one with Jane, and a one-to-one with John. Synergy meeting to Jane, thank you. And a thank you to the money for Scott for a member of the Airsoft UK Facebook page, and another thank you to Scott for another member of the Airsoft UK Facebook page for their order. See you next week.
Really good presentation, John. Thank you. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Depending on what your budget is, this is the bottom end of the box range. For you can fit loads of stuff in it.
Look how easily it opens.
Yeah. Really easy to get that one open. Thank you. Yeah. Matt, 10 years. Wow. Fantastic, mate. We've been working together for quite a significant part of that, and it's been an absolute pleasure. So well done, congratulations. It's brilliant. Because of that, there's a thank you for the money on there from Valine, just a tiny small renewal, but it came via you. There's a thank you for the money for Terry. You can decide how you want to split that.
I'll give it to Matt.
Yeah, there you go. Neil, thank you for information booking for the party on in May sometime. Got that all going groovy. And quick update, just while I'm standing, we have changed the money recorded. It was just a few £1,000s. It's now over £20,000 this week, perhaps even more.
I just missed one, sorry. It was a testimonial to Neil for
Jams.
Sorry.
There we go, that's all good. Thank you.
Yeah, once again, a really slick presentation. That was excellent, very effective. Congratulations, Matt. And other than that, I attended the strategy meeting this week, which was, as always, good fun. You always learn something very helpful. It also broke up the day. Good turnout this week, today. 23 people. Keep that for next week when we've got a visitor. Thank you all for your attendance.
Yes. Brilliant 10 minutes. Why is it when anybody says that I can't talk about it, I really want to know where they are? Yeah. And also, I just live in Jersey, so we'll have to see what it's like. We'll have to share some photos, see what it's like. Oh, I'll have to go over again. But no, brilliant. Been chatting, and it's been fun trying to convince people to get those gates done. So I live in the gated community. So you've got to get through 2 lots of gates to get to me now. So, I'm in the process of trying to convince them to say that's what I want. Oh, fantastic. One-to-one there with Mike, or really with your mum and dad, really.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, actually, I'm going to give you that as well.
Last Saturday. Thank you very much. One-to-one, and a thank you for the money there for Andy. I think you're on the thing now, so we can put you on properly. And referral there for Vince. Friend of mine was Celebrant. Vince.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Celibate.
Yeah, slightly.
Thank you.
Yeah, Celebrant. I'll match you up on the email.
2 weddings.
Oh. Yeah. Let me see next week. Funerals.
I'm not that educated.
Naming service. Right.
Brentwood back, love to meet all the people here as well. Love to see you again. Matt, that's for you. Somebody sent you a message on LinkedIn.
It did, yes. And someone hasn't responded.
Brentwood back, thank you.
Thank you for that.
They knew about all these places. This is Terry, it's a done deal. She's already spoken to Mary.
Yes.
Gone some advice. Welcome, Andy, to the Madhouse Tea Party. All great fun. Yeah, brilliant 10 minutes.
Fantastic presentation. That's for Jane. Jane, thank you for your business. Off to Amsterdam. Not next week? Yeah, next week. Next week. We've got 2 ways of working basically. We do package holidays or we do dynamic packaging. Dynamic packaging tends to be more last minute, and it was a bit last minute. Like emails flying back and forwards from Jane saying that's gone now, this is available, that's gone, this is available, but we got there. And I really hope you have a fantastic time. I'll be here next week.
I want to see the tulips.
Tulip films in Cookenhof. Yeah, thank you very much.
Excellent presentation, John. And can I say, since you installed our security system, we haven't had any burglaries.
Well done, John. Really interesting. We have some great talent and it's you around. Well done to Matt. Sorry you didn't get any warm, my friend, but well done. One for James Humphries, who's not here. That's a sudden deal. Synergy meeting, who didn't say they were there? Someone was there.
I forgot to say.
We're both there.
Yeah, both there.
Don't forget to put your bits of paper in there, online bits or whatever. And thank you very much to Tina for that one. I just thought you got the money from the NHS. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent 10 minutes, and also an excellent example of what I was talking about in my own start. Little story there, where you got to, and also interweaving your values there. So. do this as well. And on Saturday?
Yes.
Saturday, fantastic quiz night at Jane's. We didn't come first, but we did beat these guys, so we came second. Oh, it is. And none of us won. Yeah, so that's James never did that before. And by coincidence, a 1-to-1 with Jane, John, and Blake. Or a 4-to-1, or a 6-to-1. And I met a carpenter who does interiors by the name of Gary Grant the other day. So yeah.
Thank you.
And well done, Matt. Excellent.
Great presentation, really interesting. Can we get you drunk enough to tell us all?
No, get Tina drunk enough to tell
us. Congratulations, Matt, on 10 years, well done. Just for Dave, just to say to everybody, Dave done some work on the client's house. They were really pleased, really clean, just really impressed with it, so thank you very much. And Jack, also thank you for fitting the radiators at my client's house. They look absolutely fantastic.
Good.
Thank you. See you all next week.
Yeah, brilliant. It was so good to hear a bit more about what you guys do. So yeah, really interesting. Great Edsel, as ever. Congratulations. That's brilliant. And happy birthday to Mike for tomorrow. Happy birthday. And looking forward to seeing everyone next week. Thanks so much.
Marvellous. This is for Andy. I'm able to give them email addresses with the right people for venues in Essex. We'll keep doing that as much as I can. This is a synergy meeting, called Synergy Meeting. Thank you. Toby Blake and John Hammond, 1-to-1 for the weekend. Thank you for supporting that. Thank you for the money to Dave. Just there, Mr. Hart. Toby, I love me a story, and they're memorable, so I like that reminder. I thought that was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And although we think we know what you do, we don't know the extent of it, and the images helped as well. It must have taken ages to put together, and I know you had a very short night because you worked late.
4 hours sleep.
4 hours sleep, so that was fantastic. So thank you for that, I really enjoyed it. Synergy meeting, Paul, was very good. Thank you everybody. Oh, well done. Happy birthday.
The 1-to-1 at end will be good now. I'll give that to Toby. And the referral for Blake. Oh, still asleep.
Yes.
That's it, now come back, Tom.
I
think it's a winner from today's partnership. Use it properly.
647.
Four jumpers.
Speak for it. Hey, US Army.
Largish.
You like Goldilocks?
Right. Well done, John. Thank you very much for doing running. Right. It's time to go. Almost. Has anybody got any announcements they wish to make to the meeting? No.
Yeah, I forgot to say I was at the 70 meeting.
Right, well done. Blake.
Should we have a birthday for Mike?
Oh, God.
Well,
if you want to do it, I guess I've got to sit here, so it's fine.
Would you like to lead the singing, Blake?
Can do.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike.
I expect some good editing and like, some stuff over the screen while listening.
As I said before, we're 23 today in numbers, which is a good turnout. Let's see if we can keep that up. Let's see if we can get some more visitors along. We've done well, so let's keep that up. Keep things in mind. I'll send you on your way. See you next week.